After many months of waiting, we finally got ourselves a new DLC and a big update for Assetto Corsa Competizione. GT World Challenge 2023 and a new game version 1.9 introduced to us the new Ferrari 296, Porsche 992 and a new evolution of the Lamborghini Huracan race car. All this including a new challenging racetrack, Circuit Ricardo Tormo or Valencia as you want to call it. Lots of other things has changed as well, including the tire model, suspension and the dampers for the cars. For people like me, let's just say the tires are different, suspension is better over curbs, and the dampening is better than it was before. At the same time, it introduced some a little bit new problems, but about it later. And in this video, I'm gonna be giving you my first impression after almost a week of playing of the new version of the game 1.9 and the new DLC overall, and I'm gonna give you my overall impression and a first glimpse of what do you need to change, what do you need to prepare for, and basically explaining a little bit the background of this DLC. Let's start with the obvious. 3 cars. Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini. How do they feel and how do they perform? Personally, after 3 years, I'm very happy to get a Lamborghini that is actually capable of driving well, being nice to race with, and being actually fast. So I think a lot of people who are fans of Lamborghini will really like this car and will enjoy it. So far what I've seen, the car is not bad at all. It feels really nice to drive. The biggest problem I so far saw was a bit of a straight line speed, but it really probably depends on the settings. But I saw it being fantastic on Laguna Seca, really good on Valencia, and I think it's gonna be a very good car. Comparing to Porsche 991 from the previous update, I think it's gonna be good on like a medium lower speed tracks. Porsche 992. For me, Porsche 992 is like, I was waiting for this car so much because the 991 in the ACC was really good. It was the best car in the game, but it was super difficult to drive and it was like really slow on the straights and overall driving was like really bad. But the 992 gives you like a different feeling. The car handles, I would say it's like partially feels like 991, but like 80% of the car feels like a medium engine car. Even though the engine is in the rear, more likely, it feels like a mid-engine car. So it feels very nice. It's quite difficult to drive on the limit compared to, let's say, Ferrari. It still lacks a bit of speed, same as 991. I really hope they will fix this a little bit because I saw Monza, SRO Esport, the Porsche was very slow on straights. I driven the car on several tracks where it wasn't the fastest on straight. Again, Watkins Glen, for example, we were lacking like 4 or 5 kilometers per hour compared to some other cars, but it wasn't too bad. I think the car is very challenging to drive, but if you jump from 991 to 992, you will be like, damn, this feels great because it feels finally as a race car or as a car itself, you know? Before it was like a squishy little SpongeBob, but now it feels as a race car and feels really good. For me, big surprise, very happy with that. Ferrari 296. Honestly, great car. I love how it looks. I like how it sounds. Obviously, it's a V6 car, turbo, so it's a bit silent. I would say it's very close to BMW, maybe even actually lower sound than BMW. In terms of driving though, to me, the car feels like driving a prototype. You know, like almost driving like an LMP car. The car is very good balance, very easy to drive compared to 4AA, the predecessor. Car is extremely easy to drive. And I would actually say, I think the Ferrari 296 is the new BMW. This might piss some people. This might be interesting take, but I feel like the new Ferrari is very easy to drive. Obviously, we are talking a few days after the new update. Maybe there will be some changes, something. But so far, what I find out, whatever you do on the setup, the cars almost perform the same way. It's very easy to control, very easy to drive around. Has a very weird brakes. Sometimes like you brake and sometimes it doesn't brake. And actually George had a brake failure on Laguna Seca 90-minute race. But, you know, that's George. And yeah, so like the car feels like very prototype-ish, very planted. I would actually really like to say it feels like a BMW, maybe actually easier than the BMW, than M4, of course. So yeah, but from these three cars, so far my favorite is a Porsche 992 because I was really hoping the car will be good compared to 991 to drive, and so far I got what I wanted. Unfortunately, still not fast on a straight, but it's still a good car, and it looks very good so far. I have done Laguna Seca, Watkins Glen. The car was very, very good. And the Lamborghini is like, I'm very happy with the Lamborghini. Like, I hope it's gonna be a good car overall. I haven't seen, like, we are literally a few days after the update, so it's hard to tell if it's the super fast car or super slow car. But what I saw, it looks very, very competitive, and people like it, so thumbs up. The biggest shocker from the update, we are almost basically getting 4 cars because the Mercedes-AMG GT3 Evo got massively rebuilt. Aris was saying on his streams or somewhere that he's like rebuilt the completely AMG. And on Valencia so far, I saw it's the fastest car on AOR Hot Laps. On Laguna Seca was extremely fast. On Watkins Glen was extremely fast. So far the new AMG feels really, really nice. We have done one stream when I drove it on Valencia, and I must say the car felt amazing. Like, it's still AMG, but it feels like a bit lighter, a little bit better. And yeah, it still has the same perks as before. So maybe, guys, if you like AMG, make sure to give it a try because the car is very nice surprise. Obviously, I don't want to say it's OP or something. We saw the SRO Esport Monza where it was dominating, but it's Monza. AMG was always fast on Monza. So let's see it on the other tracks as well. But it's a nice shocker. It's a nice shocker, to be fair. We're technically getting 4 cars, you know? You can obviously say Honda's in a bin and some other cars are in a bin, but this one looking good. The tires. The tires is very important part of this new update. The tire model has changed now. It has different levels of grip and feelings and such, but I will... First of all, I'm not a technical person in this. I will try to link a video to Aris or stream to Aris, who is the developer of the game, who explains everything, how it works. But I'm not the smartest person in this. I'm going to just keep it simple for people like me. The most important, guys, that's changed with the tires. You will probably notice the feeling is a little bit different. The grip level is very different. The most important, new tire pressures, guys. Until today, for the past several years actually, the optimal tire pressure for GT3 cars was, let's say, 27.5 to 27.8 PSI. That was always what you wanted to have. Now we dropped 1 full PSI lower. The optimal pressure now is between 26 to 27. So let's say 26.8, 26.7 is something you want to aim for after, let's say, like 3 laps of driving around the track, having those exact pressures. If you have lower, it's actually good for quali. If you want to do like a very good quali lap, you can aim for like 26.4, 26 lower even, because the tires will give you more grip, but they will produce more heat. So therefore they will die faster, but they will give you better quality lap. Then for the race, you want to go a little bit higher pressure. That's how it's done in real life as well. You want to go like, let's say 26.8, 26.9. Maybe it's going to be different because we haven't tested so much, because the biggest thing of the new update right now is no full negative toe meta, apparently. Haven't tested everything yet, guys. So far, all my setups have like almost 0 toe and like -0.1 on the front. Before, on the previous game, as like the new meta was there announced, it was like full 0.4 on the rear. And it was the best thing to make the car rotate and it didn't kill the tires. Apparently now, it makes the cars very bad and therefore also it completely eats the tires. I personally haven't tested 100% this yet, but all the setups I have done so far on the new update worked much better with like almost 0 toe, almost 0. So you have to be very careful, very precise on tires, taking very good care of it. I'm sure in the upcoming days, weeks, there's going to be videos or setups or even selling setups where it's going to be like a different values. So it's going to be important to keep an eye on how everything works. We so far producing the setups for free for our community. And from community to community, you know, or by community for community, free setups. And we're gonna stay. Well, I hate selling setups, so we're gonna stay there for free, guys, because I'm against it. Nevertheless, yeah, a lot of changes now. You will probably hear a lot. I hate that word as well. Recently, the people are saying the new setup meta and new car meta and whatever. It's just like whatever people will set up, it's gonna work. It's gonna be the new thing, you know. So everybody's trying to figure out what is the optimal. A lot of obviously esport teams and everything are keeping the things for themselves. But as soon as I will find out personally, I will let you know, guys. So far, we're doing setups for our community for 992 and for some little bit for Ferrari and some Lambo, some very basics. And so far, it all worked. But for me personally, on a Porsche 992, I have a massive problem with the tire wear. So I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. So the tires, guys, completely different now. So make sure to aim for like a higher 26 PSI pressure. That's the most important for you. And then the setups overall will change a bit. Following with that, I want to talk about the setups. I should have probably followed it together with the tire pressures or the tires itself. But I think you will notice the tire wear and everything is so much different now, so much more strict. It's a little better to keep your optimal pressure. Before, when you went over the curb, your pressure instantly dropped. Or even when you went into the grass, your pressure dropped as well. But now it's so much more stable. So you can keep like, let's say 26.7, like fully through the stint very nicely, what we have seen. But the tire wear is like getting significant and moderate graining. So I think everybody in our community on Jardier Discord, link is below the video, is trying to like figure out what is the better option and best option. I didn't even ask my teammates yet from Yassit and Veloce what is the best thing, because I think everybody's trying to figure it out, you know? So talking about the setups, you will probably notice a big difference in the setups. Again, guys, this is my opinion. This is me, what I find out so far. I'm not saying this is the best way, and it's probably not, but it works so far for me. My lap times were quite decent on the new 1.9, so maybe it works. The biggest difference on the setups itself, for you to know, guys, I think you can actually use your old 1.8 setups, but you will have to do some adjustments. First of all, the negative toe probably don't have to be that low. And then probably suspension most likely will be soft and you have to go a bit stiffer. And that's what I found out so far. Like usually before, when I drove, for example, Honda, my suspension was almost the literally minimum softness and full toe, you know, and that worked really well. But now it seems like I need to go the other way around, like as little toe possible, but stiffest car like crazy. And so far my Porsche setup, for example, in Valencia is completely stiff car. And I'm not saying that's the correct way, but it actually gave me the fastest lap time. For Laguna Seca LFM Pro race last week that I did, I used like medium, high, stiff suspension. And I had a massive problem with the tire and the grip level in the race. In the quali I was fast, but in the race I was having problem. Meanwhile, my teammate was driving on a super soft spring. So maybe that's like the new thing, that the new suspension and the new tire model prefer a bit stiffer car, but we have to figure out the tire wear somewhere. So yeah, just for you to know, guys, I think you can literally use the old setup, but maybe you have to do like a little bit adjustments with the stiffness and maybe the toes. I haven't tested like the old cars much. I literally driven only AMG and the new cars now, and it all felt like okay. So yeah, let me know in the comments what works for you, by the way. That would be very nice. What do you think about the new update overall, guys? Let me know, let me know. I really like this to know. And also, don't forget to join our Discord. One of the things I wanted to mention, my camera is going crazy right now. This is, I recorded this after the video, so I wanted to put it back. One of the things I noticed, there's like a different snap drift point now. I'm talking about 992 because I haven't tried another car in this. So, I mean, in Ferrari, I felt it as well, but in the 992, this is probably something to do with the tires now, or the tire grip, or maybe the suspension. But I just want to picture the point. Before, when you went into the corner, you either understeered or you got like a bit of oversteer, which when the car went a little bit sideways, you corrected it and you continued. You lost a little bit of time, but you were able to continue. Now what happens to me is I go into the corner and I have like tremendous grip, no problem whatsoever. Then I go into the corner and out of nowhere, I lose completely all the grip and I drift massively through the whole corner, massive sideways, get the grip back and continue, which first of all, kills the tires, gets the graining and so on. But I just want you to prepare for this because I don't know if it's like the setup thing or if it's just for me. So I was talking about it yesterday in my stream, and some people are saying they feel exactly the same way. So I'm probably not the only one. But it feels like the snap and the drift moment is a bit of different now. So you lose like way more time. First of all, it's not that hard to catch, but you're like drifting like massively in a corner. I will show you the example right now. So this is like a new thing or a different thing. Let me know if it happens as well. Like this, you know? Like I completely lost the grip, like completely. Where is the roadmap? It's already like 14 weeks. Where's the roadmap? Sorry, I couldn't. I had to make this message in. I had to put this in the video. Force feedback. Important to say in this update, the force feedback feels a little tiny different. Some people say it's better. Some people say it's worse. To me, it almost feels the same. So I honestly don't know about this. Like, I know something changed on the force feedback. Also, because of the tires and the suspension and such changes, it also feels different now. But I personally, I don't know if I'm weird, but to me it feels almost the same. The only thing I have to do is if I'm running high caster on some car, for example Lamborghini, like full caster, I have to lower the force feedback quite a lot because it's like too strong. But otherwise, in the feeling, like I said, there's like two types of people right now in ACC. One of them are saying there's absolutely game changer force feedback now. It's completely amazing and changed and whatever. And then on the other side, you have people saying that's worse and it's shit and it's horrible and what they have done. But I'm somewhere in the middle. I feel like no difference, you know. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I have a bad feeling. But yeah, probably very noticeable that there are some changes in force feedback. I don't know if I should talk about the Valencia, the racetrack as well, Circuit Ricardo Tormo. I would very say the track feels like something like Misano together Barcelona, Nürburgring, something. Because the track is not super flat. There's like, you're going up the hill and down the hill, especially the middle and the last sector, you're going up the hill and down the hill. I would say it's a very technical track. Like the midfield is quite slow, but in terms of like feeling when you're driving around, the track feels very, very fast, you know? And I personally do like it. The track limits are very difficult on this track, so I would compare it very to Misano. But as soon as you learn it, you're like, okay. Within the 90-minute race, we didn't have too many drive-thrus, like half a field only. And otherwise, I really like it. There are some places where you can send it. It has a nice flow, the racetrack. I personally think it's a very nice track to have in a game, and I do very, very like it. There's going to be a track guide coming next week from my from me. So I will be talking about the braking points and the places and so on, how to drive the track. But yeah, I think very good track. I wish we would get like, I don't know, Ripple, Zandvoort, Manicure, Hockenheim, but I can't complain. We got Valencia. I'm very happy with the track. Are you happy with the track? One of the things I want to really say is, first of all, GG. One of the things I want to say is a little message to ACC. Great job, guys. The new cars are fantastic. The new update is very, very good. I personally do very like it. Obviously, we are early stages, so we have to go around and find out what's good. The BOP, I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere in some video, is gonna get properly worked on, which is like, thank you very much for that. I hope it's true, and I hope it's gonna happen very fast. Thank you for listening to the community, fixing some stuff. And I think this update really was great. I think the biggest show of how great this update is very simple. And look at the numbers. ACC actually hit 9,400 peak players on the day of release of the new DLC, which was last Wednesday. They hit 9,400 players, guys. And I think, just to tell you, that the previous record was almost 2 years ago, shows how people not only were looking forward for the new free cars and the track, but also to the new updates to the physics, tire model, and suspension. Because I think that was something that the community wanted for a long time, and they did it. And I think it shows on the numbers, guys, because like hitting literally 2,300 more players in a new update after 2 years shows the potential of this game. At the same time, I have a little wish for the community and developers, mostly called developers. I think it really shows how much this community likes the changes and the fixes, and when you listen to us, and when you introduce us something what we really want. And I think if ACC would continue in this path, and let's say they would give us more tracks, because yes, we got Valencia. I'm super happy, cannot complain, but it took a year almost to get a new tracks or a new track. So I think if we would get a little bit more as a potential GT World Challenge game, you know, getting a Sonoma, Road America, Sebring, Manicure, Hockenheim, Fuji, and stuff like that. I think there's such a big potential to this game to easily get over 10,000 peak players, because it really shows that we like ACC. Let's go back to the previous topic. Also, in a new update, there are some little bugs that are being worked on. There was like a pit crew animation problem, a huge problem with the new cars with the driver swap, like 296, impossible to driver swap right now, but I'm sure they are fixing on it. We reported it. We reported it to LFM as well. We reported it to developers, so I'm sure they are fixing it. So I don't even know when I'm talking about it, so it's gonna be okay. To me, the biggest thing to notice now is, so like before this update, let's say 70% of the cars were able to go over the curbs, except Ferrari and maybe McLaren on some tracks. But now the new update made it like new Ferrari is great, and some other car, a lot of other cars are great, but some cars are really terrible over the curbs or doing like a weird stuff. I will show you some clips from us. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. There's like, you can take curbs now with most of the cars on Imola and such, but sometimes the cars are jumping like in mental way. I will show you some Porsche examples from me if you haven't seen yet. And I don't know if this is okay or if it's gonna get fixed. To me, it looks very weird, but at the same time, I don't want to complain, because some of the cars were so terrible on the curbs and bumps before, so this is probably a little bit better. But let me know what is your thought on this, guys. Let me know really in the comments, what do you think about the new 1.9 DLC update, the 2023 GT World Challenge deliveries, by the way. Mwah! Some of the liveries, especially the 992 liveries, are fantastic. GG to whoever from ACC is doing deliveries, because I love those. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think about the new update? What do you think is your favorite new car? How do you like Valencia? And is your car that you drove before in a bin now or not? My name is Jardier. Welcome to my channel. Leave a like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much.